back at it.
We're back. Feels good to be back.
It does feel good to be back. It feels really, really good to be back. Back to just buzzing through the podcast series with no particular schedule, no particular intentions, but to share the stories of the guests that are blessing us with their presence here in the Beehive Tattoo Parlor.
Yes.
And we don't even have a tattoo artist in the seat. We're going to talk piercing today. So we're going to get to know JJ here. JJ is from Bemidji. I already forgot what JJ was short for.
Jessica Jean.
Jessica Jean. You're going to have to get into that microphone a little closer there so the people can hear you. Jessica Jean, you are from Bemidji. Sounds like we'll get into your history a little bit. Sam, do you want to kind of give a little bit of an intro overview as to maybe how this came to be? We can maybe, we'll uncover it all as we go, but.
Yep. I was going to keep it pretty short. You gave us her name, and that's all I was going to let it run with. I met her through one of my good buddies, Jay, who is a piercer that owns Living Legends.
Okay. In Bemidji?
Yes.
Okay. So how did you and Jay meet? What's the story? How far back do you guys go?
How I met Jay is a little inappropriate, so I won't bring that up. I
Okay.
was at a convention.
Okay.
I saw a lot of Jay that most people don't see, except for his wife. He was on stage. A lot of people saw him. If you know Jay, it's not a weird thing. It's just Jay being Jay.
Was he showing his trick with the nail?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you that later.
Okay.
Not
We
for
might
the
have to interview
podcast.
Jay someday.
What a banger. What a banger of an opening there. So I think I've met Jay. I think I for sure met his wife. She came down and got some work done.
Yep.
So I got to chat with her at one point while she was here. But I would assume maybe we can coerce him into coming for a guest spot at some point and getting an interview.
Been talking about it. I'm gonna.
Nice. You've been
go
up to his shop.
I have not.
You have not. Okay.
We always talk about I want him here. I want to go there, but we both own shops and where to get out of here.
Yeah. You might be cutting in. We might really have to
I heard
gain up
that.
these mics a little bit. I'll try to get them dialed in here for you guys. But well, JJ, let's hear about your life. How did you come to be in this world? Were you born in Bemidji?
I was born in Edina.
Edina.
And I went to school in Belle Plaine until 6th grade, and then I moved up to the Iron Range. And then after
What's the Iron Range?
Oh, it's do you know Virginia, Minnesota?
No. I think I should know where it is. Is it north?
Okay, it's east. It's I don't know how far
Closer
away from
to
here
Minneapolis?
but Bemidji, it's 4 hours east. An hour north of Duluth. Everyone knows Duluth.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are West Central Minnesota. Growing up here in West Central, we're talking landmarks. We like Minneapolis. We like Duluth. Those are those are good reference points for me as far as up by Duluth.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. And then you graduated high school from
Mesabi East in Aurora. And then right after high school, me and my little girly friend were we have to get the hell out of here. And so we moved to Washington.
Ooh, what part of Washington?
I lived in Linwood. Or no. I worked in Linwood. I lived in Everett.
Interesting. I have spent a little bit of time hitchhiking out of Everett. I spent some time at a off ramp there. It was, I don't know if it was Everett or one of those Bellevue or one of those little towns. But I lived in Bellingham for a while. Actually, my parents spent some time in Bellingham. So, how long were you out in Washington?
A year and a half, and then I had to move back because my roommate couldn't hold a job, which is okay, but I couldn't pay all the bills, so I had to go back. And then when I moved back in with my parents, my friend in Bemidji was like, "Hey, my roommate moved out. You want to come?" And I had never been to Bemidji before, but I was like, "I don't want to live with my mom." So I was like, "Hell yeah!" And I moved out there.
I lived with my mom till I was 27, and I loved it.
I'm
just kidding.
My mom drove me crazy.
I would still live with your mom if I had the choice.
I would too. If I didn't have Abby.
It's her birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday,
Mom.
Linda. We are recording this on Linda's birthday.
Yes.
I can't say great enough things. I know we talked. Did we talk a little bit about? I know we talked about the Beehive, your parents, Scotty, and the name of the Beehive when I interviewed you. I don't know if we talked about that with Justin at all. The Beehive.
Probably not. Maybe in your other interview, but not with Justin.
Not with Justin. Okay. Well, but your parents are great people. Scotty and Linda are great people. we're also, one thing we talked about a little bit before we touched on the baby Norman's on the way. That was one of the things we talked about in Justin's episode.
Yes.
And baby Norman's like here. Baby Norman's here.
She had an appointment today, and it might be here like tonight.
Tonight. We'll
see.
Like if Sam gets a text that the baby's coming during the middle of this show, he's out.
Yep.
So
I'll finish the episode. No, I won't. I'll have to leave.
So that's exciting stuff. It's going to be a baby girl. Do we have a name figured out yet?
We don't, unless Abby is keeping it from me.
Okay.
But I don't think we have.
She gets to choose?
Funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boy, I was going to choose. Girl, she can choose. So.
Are we trying for a third? Is there going to be there? Nope. So
Nope.
no. Well, Joe had a child, so there will be a Norman. The Norman Zay will carry on the name then.
He'll have to carry it
Zadrian
on.
will carry on the name. But all right, back to your story here, JJ.
All right.
Did you have like art in your youth? Did you have like what were you doing for work as like after college and doing all this stuff out
I
in
actually
Washington?
never went to college because I was like, I just
Okay.
want to be a piercer. You don't need to go to college to be a piercer. And so I was just working at like Whole Foods and like a little co-op and stuff. But then I've always wanted to be a piercer. I've always been like super obsessed with it. But when I would look online on like how to become a piercer, it was always like super vague. It was like, you just have to find an apprenticeship. And so I was like, I'm not going to find an apprenticeship. I just need to make myself look good for when that opportunity comes about. And so I was like, what can I do that's good with needles and blood safety? Phlebotomist. And so I got a job at as a phlebotomist at the hospital. And then I was like, if I tell everyone that I'm just doing this so I can be a piercer one day, I'm going to get the opportunity. And then I talked to the right nurse and she gave me Jay's business card and then I hit him up. And then the rest is history.
Oh,
Wow.
that's cool.
That's
Yeah.
a
Right
really
on.
cool story.
Right? I feel like a genius. That was a good idea.
Phlebotomy. So that's what is a phlebotomist?
How long did you do that
Yeah.
for?
I did it. Oh, I got my certificate for being like, you've been here for a year, and then I quit.
Awesome.
So a whole year. And
Okay.
that's like taking blood if I didn't already say that.
Okay, taking blood. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Okay, I should have known that. But that's crazy. So
Yeah.
you were taking blood, and was that in Bemidji?
Yeah,
You
I
were doing
did
that.
it at Sanford in the hospital, which is different than being in the clinic. Like when people come to the clinic, like they have an appointment and they're ready to get their blood taken. I'm going into everyone's rooms and getting the sick people with like shitty veins and stuff. Can I swear?
Okay, do whatever you want.
But I felt like it helped a lot because I would have to do little kids. And kids do
Oh,
not want to
sure.
get their blood taken.
Right.
And they want their ears pierced, but like they're still freaking scared because it's a needle. So I feel like that really helped me like learn how to calm down little children.
That's
Yeah.
that's really cool. Like how you get involved in it. I guess I wouldn't know. Yeah. Did you work like obviously work jobs before then? There was a gap because you're
Yeah.
20. How old did you say you were?
27.
You're 27. So you've been piercing for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I've been fully licensed for 2 years
2
and I
years.
had my apprenticeship like a year before
Okay.
that.
Okay. So you must have had at least some other dabbler jobs.
Yeah. I really like healthcare. Like I had a PCA client for like 3 years and I'm still on the payroll because if they go on trips, I'll do like overnights and stuff.
Nice.
And then I worked at a group home. I like caring for people.
Oh,
I like caring for
awesome.
people and stabbing them.
I like your comment when my buddies brought his kid in.
Oh yeah, like thanks for letting me stab your child. They'll usually be like, oh yeah, anytime, and then I'll go like, oh, consent.
Awesome.
Why would you say anytime? I can stab your child anytime. Okay.
It was great watching you work with them though. Like Quinn's a really good buddy of mine, and
Hey,
it was fun that they brought their kids.
hell yeah.
So
I guess then you guys got in contact through Jay. You had obviously Jay was did you apprentice there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I
So-
got Jay's number from that nurse, and then he made me like hang out there for like a month or two before he was like, yeah, you can be my apprentice. He wanted to make sure I fit the vibe. And I tried really hard to fit the vibe.
How?
yeah, what's the vibe? How'd you fit the
Yeah.
vibe with
Well,
Jay?
I was like, okay, it's just like a bunch of like cool old dudes. I
Sure.
mean, no offense, but like they're all like nice and chill. And I was like, I can't go in there being like, hi, how's everybody doing? Like super high energy. So I was like, okay, just be chill. Just be chill. Just ask the minimal questions and talk a little bit, but don't be like crazy loud. They're not ready for that. And so then once he accepted me, then I was like, hi.
Then
and
it
like
came
super
out.
high energy.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
So now you work for, what's the name of the shop you work for?
It's called Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
And that's also in Bemidji there.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
it's called Cyclops because the owner has one eye. How funny is that?
Really?
Does he tattoo?
Yeah, he does. And that sounds sketchy, but he's great.
Oh.
He's like amazing.
How do you
just
get
wanna-
perspective? I don't know.
How,
if I want
uh,
to break an image up, I close one eye so I can like, see it clearly. But
Yeah, well, he's
That'd be-
always seen clear.
It'd be interesting to find out how that guy lost his eye.
You haven't asked them. I'm like, that's like, I'm sure you've gotten that question a billion times. I don't need to know. Maybe it'll come
Need to
up.
know. Yeah.
I'll ask his kid. I talked
There
to
you
his
go.
kid. Yeah.
So, what is the apprenticeship process like for a piercer? Obviously, Sam, we talked kind of about how like tattooing apprenticeships kind of really vary, and it's kind of more of a like. I mean, there is a set amount of hours, isn't there? Or there's not a set amount of
yeah,
hours.
no, there's a set
There's a
amount,
set amount of
through
hours.
state.
Through state. Okay.
And then it's up to the shop owner, like how rigorous things are when people pass certain levels, which will bring my apprentice Madeline, I'm sorry, on. We had a conversation about pronouncing her name today,
Okay.
but we'll bring her on soon. She's a rock star. I can't wait for people to hear her story.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you got a couple girls from Alexandria, right? Both of the new girls are from Alexandria.
Yep.
So, yeah, really, really cool. We'll get to hear Molly and it's Madeline,
Madeline.
not Madeline.
I got yelled at today.
Yeah. I've been corrected as well. I've been corrected as well here.
That's
So,
funny.
But we'll bring them on. And we're talking about JJ
yeah,
today.
JJ. So that's really actually cool. Like you draw to become a tattoo artist. Drawing inspires me. I want to draw, but like I guess I want to be a piercer, so I'm gonna draw people's blood. Did you have were you
That was a good story. I
yeah,
like
did you
that.
get piercings as a kid? Were you exposed to that as a kid?
My parents never took me to get piercings and stuff, so like they didn't have the time to bring me, and there weren't a lot of places on the Iron Range to like get pierced. And like people would go to their friend's house and get pierced, but like I was watching all the YouTube videos and everyone was like, that's taboo. And I was like, I want to be a piercer one day. I'm going to be good. And so I never did that. So I didn't really have like a whole lot of piercings until I turned 18 and I could go get them myself. But then I didn't have freaking money.
Right.
So yeah, I don't remember what the question was now.
I was just asking about piercing, just
Oh, yeah.
piercings when you were younger. But you had a kid in. That's like what you love doing the most is like working with kids.
Yeah, it's fun.
Doing kids piercings.
I feel like I make them feel comfortable. And I imagine if they went to somebody else, it would be like this big scary guy just like, freaking them out. But I make them giggle. I make them like feel strong and stuff. And I don't know.
Awesome. So they're comfortable.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
How busy is the piercing world up there in Bemidji?
Well, when I was at Living Legends, it was like it's the slow season right now, but in the summertime, it was like I was probably doing like 10 to 20 piercings a day. 20 is like a crazy day. But now it's like I'm at a new shop and they don't all know that I'm there yet. And so now it's like maybe like 5 every day.
Okay.
But it'll pick up.
Yeah, it'll pick
Gotcha.
up.
Yeah.
Gotcha. We do approximately 0 piercings a day in Fergus Falls currently. The market is completely dry. But that kind of leads into kind of why you're here a little bit more, right? So we have this, for people that pay attention to, there's a lot of people listening that aren't from Fergus, a few people that are from Fergus listening, but like I said, our industry here is completely dry. We do have, supposedly there is an artist, piercer that will be opening up across town, but as of now, we have nobody piercing. So Sam, you have wanted to bring a piercer in for so long. It's been like, I've lived in the basement here for 2 years since you've been in this location.
Yes.
And it's been something that you've constantly been working on trying to figure out. So we finally did it, even just for 3 days.
Yep.
You did.
That's good. If I like the guest spot piercing atmosphere as well, because then if she keeps coming, there's like a hype for her.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a full-time everyday offering thing. So if she comes back like monthly or whatever we work out, people will be looking for her, ready to get pierced when she's back. So
And for this first visit, you're kind of like still a little bit limited in your like travel kit, what you're bringing. So we're doing like nostrils here, regular earlobes and like cartilage up top. Those are the 3 that you're doing for these 3 days.
Yep, it's all I got supplies for.
Okay. So
But next time.
talk to me a little bit about all of the different piercings that you've done or that you do at your shop.
I do not that many lip piercings. There used to be like a big phase of lip piercings, but I like doing Medusas a lot. Those ones are always super satisfying and they always look great on people.
That's the one that Molly has.
The center?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one that Molly has. Yeah.
I know not a lot about piercing, so
That's fair.
she's teaching me a lot today.
It gets me wheezy. Like Sam was even talking about, like, he was so desperate. He was entertaining the idea of like, anyone I know who wants to go to try to learn how to pierce, like somebody will go learn how to do it. And I was like, I thought about it. I was like, I get too wheezy with needles and blood and all that stuff.
It's so satisfying. And like it's sick. But like usually most of the time when I'm piercing people, it doesn't bleed. Yeah, it just doesn't bleed. But then sometimes when it does bleed, I'm sick. And I kind of like it. And I'm like, oh, the blood. And it was like phlebotomy days.
Dang.
Bring me back.
But that's why she's good at what she does.
Takes-
I would
takes
just
the right
pass out
person.
and fall over. So.
Oh,
Takes the
and
right
then
person.
when people have like really hard, crunchy cartilage, imagine a needle going through that. It's so good.
It's rewarding.
It's so satisfying.
Okay.
Yeah. And like some people have like flimsy cartilage. And so I'll go in and like touch their ear. And when it's hard, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, this is gonna be good.
Dang. So you love what you do then.
I love what I
You
do.
love it. So
Awesome.
the Medusa's really popular.
Yeah.
What's this one called? The bull
The
ring here?
septum.
The septum.
Yeah.
A lot of people
really
are getting
love
those.
the septums.
Eyebrows.
Yeah, that's been a thing because of that Saltburn movie or show or whatever it is. There's like the main guy had an eyebrow piercing, and then after that movie or show or whatever came out, there was like a big wave of eyebrow piercings.
Interesting.
And I don't have
Okay.
jewelry for it right now, so I have like 10 people on my list, like just waiting for me.
Awesome.
Oh, that's also why it's not so busy right now at my other shop because I can't offer half the freaking piercings.
Yeah.
So
You'll get jeweler in. You'll figure that out.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yep. So, what are your impressions here? Your first impressions. It's your first guest artist spot.
Yeah.
How's the?
I'd like to
experience?
clarify
Yeah.
something before she answers. So we've been talking a lot to get her here.
Yeah.
But when she got here, I was already tattooing. I had a full day tattoo. So this conversation is like us first meeting and
Yeah.
like talking
Right.
a lot.
Like we all just shot the shit for like 10, 15 minutes before this after you got done tattooing.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is like a get to know. This is very much so a get to know.
I'm
you
getting to know her in
conversation.
person while she's here. We've texted and called on the phone a lot to get everything set up.
Yeah.
But
No real
Madeline
comms.
helped her a lot when she walked in the door because I was busy with my client. So this is like us meeting in front of everyone, which is good. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a great way to meet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 days, just 3 days.
It'll be for the next time, but I have a funeral on Saturday this time.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It
So-
was a tattoo artist from Living Legends. Fred, rest in peace.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But
So as far as your, like I said, your guest experience, your guest journey, first impressions on how it is.
I was like shocked at how like nice and clean it looked. I mean, all of the tattoo places I've been in looked clean, but this one was like, oh wow, like especially clean. And everything's so put together. You got the little beehive theme stuff everywhere.
Yep.
And everyone was really nice. I was so scared driving here, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta socialize with like 4 new people. But it was fine. You're all so nice.
We're all chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Awesome.
good.
Well, looking forward to it. I hope that obviously, like you said, you've been working on it for a while, but this kind of came together at the last minute. So I know you didn't promote this at all on social media until this morning. You know, when she came in, you sent that out there to some people, and so she did do a couple piercings today. Hopefully, we'll be a little bit busier in here tomorrow. I know that there's definitely people that so many people
want
there's so
piercings
many
in
people
this
that
town,
want
yeah.
piercings in this town. I mean, you got probably sick of all those questions at some point. So you're just like, no piercings. No piercings
I wouldn't
no
say
piercings.
sick of it. I just I want to help them.
Yeah.
Get them done.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely. You know,
we refer them to shops in our area
Right.
when piercings come in, but we'd rather just refer them to these 4 walls. I'd rather have them in here having
Rather
fun
fill
and
it in. Yeah.
having the experience with us.
Yeah.
So
You don't have to say no. I don't have a piercer anymore.
that's right.
Yeah, just not yet. in a couple weeks.
She'll be back.
monthly.
Good.
Do your people feel good about you being here? Your Cyclops guy, he feels good about you being here? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
He was excited for me.
Yeah, that's
and,
awesome.
Like, I was telling like a lot of my clients about it like the past couple of weeks, and they were really excited for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a big thing in this industry right now, like guest spotting for tattoo artists or a piercer, because you get to go see how someone else runs their shop or how
Yeah.
the shop is set up or get new clientele. That's kind of the whole point of bringing guests in here, is experience for everyone.
I'm excited about it. I'm excited to meet the people of this town.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're if you end up over there at the I'm not going to share where you're out, where you're staying at Fergus. You're going to meet some good people over there, some really nice people.
Right.
Some good friends of mine, really nice people over there. So,
Cool.
but anyways, what else we need to talk about here? Obviously there's going to be a limited, if people are hearing this, we'll try to get this up tonight. It's Wednesday night. I'll try to get this up tonight so people can hear it. Maybe promote you a little bit more, but, Thursday, Friday, what does the schedule look like? How late are you going to be here tattooing?
Piercing.
Sorry, and this is still very tough concept for me too, because I thought you were just going to be bringing in guest tattoo artists. I thought that's how this was going to go. It's going to be a guest tattoo artist, but now we've got piercers. And the two industries, it's interesting to me how synonymous they are. So different, but obviously you got needles. There's like a healthcare aspect to both of them. There's probably a reason why tattoos and piercings go together so well,
Yeah,
because
they go hand in hand.
because they require, right, like similar like you need sinks in the same place, you need sanitation methods the same way, you're disposing of needles the same way, right? Is there like, you share a lot of similarities?
Yeah, and people that are collecting piercings are probably collecting tattoos.
Right. Yeah.
And then like people that would never get a tattoo, like your average Karen, like she's still gonna get her ears pierced. She might even get her nose pierced.
Sure.
So like I feel like I have more of a clientele, I feel like, than tattoo artists. Not everybody wants a tattoo, but most people are down for a piercing.
Sure.
Even
Okay.
if it's like a little dainty one, except for you.
I
He might do his
wouldn't
nipples.
even know, like, what would I even pierce?
Your nipples.
You already talked to her about it.
Choose a
It's
location
my
on my
favorite
body.
piercing.
When she comes
A
back,
nipple.
you already signed up for it.
Piercing a nipple. I think that
Yeah.
would have just hurt really bad.
Oh, are you scared?
Okay, I've tattooed Jacob, and he's my number one like screamer. He does not like pain.
I'm the
Guys
worst.
suck at getting tattoos compared to women.
Yes,
What
they do.
I've
That's 100%
seen.
true.
Yeah.
Women are a lot tougher than us.
Are you into tattoos? Do you have tattoos?
I have a bit of tattoos. They're not awesome. Most of them are on my legs.
They're
Can't
not
show you them.
awesome.
But I got some on here.
Okay.
We're not gonna look at them too much.
And you're not
Yeah.
like super pierced out either,
Yeah, because
You know?
I'm a hypocrite
because you're a
and
hypocrite.
I get scared.
Scared. Have you
Yeah.
ever had like
That's
you never had eyebrows or lips or anything done, huh?
No, I feel like I would
Nope.
look. I don't know. It's not my style, but I think it's so cool when I'm doing it on other people. I'm like, wow,
Right.
you're pretty ballsy. It was
Right.
pretty neat.
There's
But
some.
then I'm like, I just don't think it would look great on me.
Weren't you telling me there was like this like one?
Oh yeah,
like, this,
I did a dermal right there, and I loved that. But then, do you guys know what Tamagotchis are?
No.
Do you know it?
Is it the little?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little pet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a Tamagotchi, and I like went to the bar, and I had it on lanyard. And most of the time, I'm good about like taking my lanyard off, and I was drinking, but I didn't do it that time. And so I was like a little tipsy with my girly friends, and then I like looked at my thingy, and it ripped it out.
Really?
But it only ripped it out halfway.
Oh.
And do you guys know what a dermal anchor looks like?
Yes, I had one.
I
in my
don't.
cheek.
I was actually that was gonna be my question. Is like explain that how that is and what
Okay,
that is.
so it's like the base looks like this. This is under your skin, and then there's like the post comes up that goes out of your skin, so you can screw the top on. But the base, that's what goes under. So on the base, most of the time it'll just be one solid base, and then it just slides in there. But sometimes there's holes in the base, so that the
can grow
skin
through.
grows through, and it really holds it in there. And so when mine ripped out, only one of the holes ripped out, and so part of it was like dangling off, and it still had like good healed skin on it. And I tried to rip it out, but I couldn't do it because it like wasn't ready. And then I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I should probably have Jay rip it out because like he's a professional. He should rip it out. But then I like couldn't bring myself to sit down to have him do that because I've done that to people. I've ripped it out and it feels fucked up. So I was not about to like sit down and let him do that to me. And so for a couple of days, I just let it I just tried a bunch of things. Like I grabbed a little needle and I was like, maybe I can cut it. And then I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Couple of days?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big baby about pain, man. And so then I was like, well, maybe if I stress out the skin, it'll eventually die. So I made it flip up and then I band-aided it down. And then a couple days later, it fell off and it was fine.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's why I don't get pierced.
yeah. It doesn't need to be
No,
like
they're
that.
good.
So that's more of a surgical procedure than
Yeah.
a standard piercing, that dermal insert.
Yeah, so I'm not doing dermals yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is something that it just requires a different license, another license,
No.
different equipment.
I could legally do a dermal piercing right now, but I don't feel qualified.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm hoping that I'm trying to fill out a little scholarship thingy to go to the big piercing convention in Las Vegas. And they have classes there. If I go
Okay.
to that class, then I'll do it. Or if some piercer in the cities wants to train me on it, then I'll do it. But I don't feel ready yet. So I'm not going to do that.
That's good.
Wait till
Yeah.
you're ready.
That's
Yeah.
good.
It's a
That's
big part of this industry.
Yeah.
What else does the future hold for you? Hoping to do more of these, get around and do more guest spots and travel more to do this? Or
Yeah, because there's people in Bemidji, but there's not enough people in Bemidji. So I want to come here a lot. And then there's a shop in Duluth that sounds like they might want to take me. It's called Peach Tattoo.
Okay.
I feel like that would be fun. And I know people in Duluth, so I wouldn't have to buy a hotel. That'd be cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I never answered the question about the piercing apprenticeship. I think the tattoo artists have to have 500 hours or something. I got to have 500 piercings.
Procedures. Okay.
Yeah.
You could do that faster, or it could take a lot longer than 500 hours.
And it all depends on your mentor.
500 hours on the needle? Is it 500 hours on the needle
I
tattooing?
have to be able to write down 500 people that I stabbed and what I did and then their number. But I'm lucky that I had a more in-depth mentor, because you could have a piercer training another piercer and just do 500 lobe piercings. And then they're qualified legally, but they don't really know how to do septum piercings.
Sure.
But he was pretty good about being okay, this many lobe piercings, that many helixes, that many septums.
So you were well trained in all the
Yeah.
areas. Good.
How
So
long
made
did
sure I
that
got all of
take?
that. God, I don't even know. Maybe I feel like it only took 6 months or something, and then
Dang.
it took another 6 or 8 months or something to actually get my license sent in and approved and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what's the path that Madeline's on? Is that 500 hours in the shop, or is that on the needle?
We're at
her.
200 hours.
She's at 200 hours
for
in the
tattoo
shop.
time. Yep.
Okay. On the needle? Is it supposed to be it's on the needle time?
Yep.
Dang, okay.
Client interaction.
Client interaction.
Machine running.
Okay. Yep.
But we test a lot of stuff besides running the tattoo machine with her. So,
Right.
but we'll talk about that when she comes on.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, you were oh, you only know me because of Jay. I was very excited when you swiped up on my my Snapchat story of that transverse lobe that I did.
Yeah.
So in my head, that's why I'm here, because you swiped up.
Oh,
And you were
okay.
oh, that's pretty cool. You should come here. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. I should come
Awesome.
here.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I guess what else would you want the people to know about you a little bit more if we didn't get into uncovering your story enough?
Oh, Lordy. I don't even know. I can't think of anything
fair.
interesting that we didn't already go over.
That's fair. Sam, do you have any insight into future lineup? Do you have, obviously we're going to get Molly and Madeline on here.
Yep.
You got a baby on the way, so you probably don't necessarily have guest artists lined up right now, or
I got a couple in the pocket that are coming, but we're not going to leak them just yet.
okay. All right. Fair enough. Because
Some very good tattoo artists that are going to be coming through again.
Awesome. Well, this was fun. This was a lot of fun. I appreciated it. JJ, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your time here in Fergus.
I think I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Fergus. It's a good community.
It is a good community. So
So we'll hope to see you here getting
to-
pierced.
Yeah, that's right. Sam's got the Outstate beer. I got this beer. We won't name the competitor of Outstate here, but very, very delicious. So cheers, everybody.